Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to another episode. I know it's been almost 2 months now since our last episode, which is probably the end of spring, start of summer. But yeah, I apologise in advance. I haven't done a video for a long time, and I thought since I've been working from home today, I might squeeze one in. So be a long one, but a lot's been going on, and as you guys are pretty much aware, that the weather's been a bit of a roller coaster here in Melbourne. So we've had a lot going on with the tropicals and with a lot of the trees too. So I'll probably see that with the burnt grass there. So we'll start our full tour and I'll show you what's been happening. Alright, I think it's only proper that we start with the avocado. So as you can probably see, it's looking a bit dormant. Looking like it wants to go dormant, but the avocado, I've noticed that it's a bit of a late starter when it came to summer. Now I don't know if that's got to do with the weather, but the old leaves are starting to die off, and if I zoom in there a bit closer, you'll start to see the new growth starting to push through on all these branches, which is good. But as you're probably aware, as I said, the weather's been a bit of a roller coaster, so been a bit up and down. So I'm not too sure, well, not entirely sure rather, how long our summer's going to last for this year, and whether or not we're going to have a true summer, because we're at almost the end of January now, which technically speaking should be midsummer, and we've had a few good runs, but unfortunately, nothing sort of too good to be to these plants or other to be pushing out this growth. So the question really is, are we going to end summer in February, or is it going to push through to March? Because if it pushes through to March, then we'll probably have a little bit more luck with these guys, especially since they're growing now. But if it doesn't, we might be in a bit of strife. But having said that, the avocado is doing really well, and it is doing what it should be doing. So pushing out new growth as the weather warms up. All right, we'll have a look at the fuerte next. All right, over here we've got the fuerte avocado. So just to put a bit of perspective for you, why this guy's looking pretty healthy is we've had a massive bucket down of rain come through yesterday. So it's 39 degrees, and then after that the weather turned for the best, I'm going to say, because we had lots of needed rain. We haven't had a tropical thunderstorm in a while, so been watering this guy with tap water, and obviously that's not the best, as most of you plant and tree growers know. All the nutrients is contained in the rainwater, and it's evident because tap water doesn't do that to plants, doesn't make it look that deep green and that healthy and that perky. So yeah, besides that, there's not much new growth going on with the fuerte. That's already pushed out much of its growth during spring, so a few buds pushing through, but nothing too major. Alright, moving right along. Pepino's doing pretty well, nice and healthy. Believe it or not, I still haven't tried one yet, because every time a pepino grows, the birds get to it before I do, and the possums and everything else besides me. So I have been considering grow bags, but in the meantime I've put a plastic bag over that one there to keep that covered. I want to try one of my pepinos, and I haven't been given that opportunity yet. There was 2 growing on here the other day. There's been more, but there was two that was growing here. There was another smaller one here. There's a smaller one there, in there, and then there's a few smaller ones in there too. But there's 2 bigger ones. One's already been eaten. The one in the plastic hasn't been eaten. So keep the plastic on the pepino, and we'll see how that gets on. Chilies all doing pretty well. Custard apple Paxton prolific is prolific, alright, with flowers. So all along the branches you can actually see, without looking too difficult, all the new growth and all the flowers that are coming, that are pushing along there. It's quite amazing, which is awesome. I think this guy needed to be moved. He needed to have a lot more sun than what he was getting under that shade. He's been acclimated. He's about 4 years old now, maybe 3, and it's pushing out loads of flowers. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just going down to the lower canopy again. The longevity spinach is doing really, really well. It's growing crazy, looking for sun. So not much to report there. And the watermelon too, which is definitely doing something. That flower there, the Paxton prolific, big flowers. Yeah, so that's almost about 60 centimeters, maybe, watermelon. And looks like it's wanting to flower soon too, which is good news. Might get some watermelons. What else we got here? The Avocado. This guy's been burnt by the sun as he struggles to acclimate to our weather, our up and down weather. But in saying that, the alternative to the papaya, the Avocado, is doing really, really well. We've got 2 of those. Some more watermelon growing there, and the cassava too, which is also doing pretty well. Might cover that, or not might, we'll cover that during winter. We have placed our Carabao Manila mango in ground now. He's still small, he's going to take ages to grow, so he can stay there, and he'll be protected as well. Not much on, he's still pretty yellow, even from the day I got him. I don't know what's going on with that one. Our bananas are looking healthy as usual. This is the other Avocado that I've got, which is also pushing out loads of new growth, which I'm pretty happy about. These guys were all yellow, really yellow. You can still see the tinge of yellow in them from the heat that we got. So as you can tell, it's a bit more greener now that we got that much needed rainwater. Alright, stepping down. This moringa is taking its sweet time to grow. She's doing my head in. They're supposed to be fast growing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, why they're taking so slow. But oh well, as long as it's still alive. So it is pushing out new growth at the top there, but way too slow for my liking. And that goes the same with this guy here too. Looks great when you're 10 centimeters tall, but come winter it's gonna die. So I don't know, see what happens. The lychee red ball, dead. Looks dead as. It dried up during Melbourne's shitty weather. Couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle the heat. Couldn't handle the cold, the fluctuation. And we could barely handle it, let alone tropical plant. So he's gone. RIP. Be removing him and gonna get a longan instead. Alright. Hawaiian guava, looking beautiful. Finally sending out new growth that's not been eaten, which is awesome, because this guy was getting demolished by cabbage white butterflies and their little caterpillars that they lay around. And as you can see, now he's doing really well. So really wrapped about that. Got some lemongrass and our other cassava too. So if we just have a quick check here. This one here that's flowering, that's the longevity spinach. I've never seen them flower before. One sign that he's pretty happy. And then just behind him rather, we've got more cassava. Ooh, that, which is also doing really well there. Happily to report. Alright, let's go in, have a closer look what else is happening. Before we go in, banana passion fruit. Doing really well now. He's climbing over the trellis and he's reaching to the other side along with the black passion fruit. They're both climbing up there, so hopefully we get a few flowers at the end of summer, and fingers crossed we get some fruit. Alright, let's step in and have a closer look at what's going on in here. Alright, let's see. Corn, lychees. We'll start with the lychee. This is the Tyso. He went through a really bad phase because he was root bound. So he's been repotted, been given seaweed, and he's finally starting to come back, as you can see. And if I get in there closer, you see new growth coming out everywhere, all along the trunk, which I am rapt about, because that obviously, I was a bit annoyed with that. A bit annoyed that the red ball died, but oh well, that's what happens, guys. Don't give up. Keep trying. If we zoom back a bit, let's have a look. Choco's doing really well here. Continues to climb up the trellis, which I'm happy with. No complaints there. What else? Oh, these little seedlings. These are rock melon, I think they are, or candy melon. One of those which we ate the other day, and I chucked all the seeds into the ground. Surprise, surprise, they all almost pretty much all grew, so there you go. What else we got? We have got this lychee here, the one that was fruiting, not fruiting, flowering. He's in struggle street at the moment. He's lost all of his leaves. The flowers, forget about it, they're gone. He's not dead, he's just in severe shock. So I'll remove all these little branches because you don't need them, and hopefully he has the energy to come back by the end of summer, because he actually did alright. But this is what happens. They when the weather is so shitty and unpredictable, these plants go into shock. This is what happens. What else? We've got a mango just here, which is doing really well. Got a few burnt leaves, which is expected. It always happens here in Melbourne. But on the top there, sending out new growth. So overall, pretty happy with him. It's doing probably about 7 out of 10. Can't really complain with that. We got a bit of dragon fruit just sneaking through here. Bananas, sugar canes are all green. The papaya is really happy. Hopefully he survives during winter. He'll be protected again. And obviously at the end of winter we'll start giving them some seaweed solution. Do a bit better. You probably can see on the right side of the screen there, so I'll zoom across the what are they called? Coconuts. They are all but one dead. So I brought him out too early. That's my fault. Would they have survived? Yes, they would have survived if I didn't bring him out that early. I was too excited. So it just shows you can't be too impatient with these tropicals. You've got to be patient. They need all the help they can get. So I'll show you the other one in a second. But yeah, 3 died. 4. We ordered 5 in total, 1 still alive. The other papaya here, a dead leaf. We'll pull that leaf off, that's fine. Also doing well. These guys love this place. And they're not getting too big yet either, so happy to keep them there and just flood this area up with greenery. Coffee, I think he's dead. He's not going to come back, I don't think. No, all brown, probably dead. That's because I moved him. Let's have a look on the bottom. Scratch test, brown. I'm going to go with dead. Unfortunately, the other coffee is doing fine. That's why you got to get 1 or 2 of every plant So if one dies, you've got to back up. Oh yeah, we'll go and have a look at the other coffee as we walk through here. Walk through pepinos and the bananas, shaded banana. The other coffee, which is just there, doing really well. Happy days. And he's doing, yeah, considering he's in the shade, I might have to trim this pepino down a bit. Just considering he's in the shade, coffee's doing really, really well. What else? What else can I show you guys? I'm walking through. Oh yeah, I might as well show you the Allspice, which is doing really well. I've noticed with these guys, Allspice guys, they are heavy drinkers. They need loads and loads of water, especially during the hot weather. They are the biggest sook next to pepinos. So if you decide to go and get Allspice, they need lots and lots of manure, which I've put heaps of chicken manure in, and they need lots and lots of water. The leaves will droop and they'll go all freaky on you if you don't give them enough water. So this guy was freaky on me for about a week and a half, and I thought, that's it, he's gonna die. Maybe I need to move him into a shade somewhere. But before I moved him, I just chucked the tap on him and just drenched him with water, nothing else but water, and he actually made a massive comeback. So all these leaves, as you can see, are all perky now, but it wasn't perky before. So there you go. Allspice can survive in Melbourne, but it needs lots of water and obviously good weather too. Alright, next to it, Sri Lankan Red, doing really, really well. It's taking its time. I don't know what it is. Maybe I dwarfed it. The winter might have dwarfed it. I don't understand why the leaves are still so small. Should be growing up pretty large now, but they're tiny. I don't know. Survived, I guess, so can't really complain with that. Just to the left of it, Mr. Sook over here had an absolute meltdown. I don't know what the hell happened. Fine during the entire winter period. As soon as we hit the hot weather, he kicked the bucket. All the leaves went brown, black there. Mangoes will be the death of me. I don't understand. He was doing so well. He's flowering last summer. I don't know. We'll keep him there, see what he does during summer. He might grow from the graft. We'll see. Alright, so pomegranates and jasmines. Not much to report besides the obvious good growth. What else do we got here? Oh, yep, R2E2. If I can squeeze past this corn. Bit burnt. Well, not a bit burnt, pretty burnt, which is fine. I'm not too fussed about that. He's still pretty green, doing pretty well. I'm happy with that. Yeah, the leaf, you can see the flowers are just sort of falling off. That's alright, I'll let them fall off and let them do its thing. Beautiful smell of the mango. That's the R2E2 seedling, I think that is. I'll just double check. That is the R2E2 grafted. Explains why it's flowering. But yeah, left that on there to flower this year. Didn't need to really do much to it. Oh yeah, the Longan seedling, which I've had for about 2 years. Dropped all its leaves, if you remember from my last video, but it's coming back now. It's got loads of new growth coming through. So pretty happy with that. I am looking for a bigger Longan though. I'm sick of these small ones not doing anything. It takes 10 years for them to grow, let alone fruit. So, and then you just got your bamboos and holy basil there. It's pretty straightforward. The other mango, Nam Dok Mai, I don't know if you remember. He was dying for an unknown reason. He's officially kicked the bucket. This is what mangoes, I have no idea. One day they're doing good, the next day it's gone. So bit annoying. This is loofah. You know what loofah is. And the kiwi berry, which is all yellow because of our shit weather. Can't do much about it. Hopefully it comes back, but it looks pretty brown. The leaves are green, but we'll have to just wait and see what happens. But that's pretty much it at the moment. So everything else is doing. The bananas are going off as they do. Fires are looking healthy. Everything is pretty average this year, and you can't really say much because it's just the weather just doesn't help. You think you're going to get a good year, and then this crap comes up, sort of throws all your crap into half-ass mode, and instead of it going forward, it sort of stays stagnant, doesn't move. One of the things that moves are bananas, as you can probably tell. They're doing well. The ice cream bean's doing really well too. I love this ice cream bean. It's beautiful foliage. I'm really happy with that foliage, and he's going crazy. But everything else, if you're not a guava or a banana or an ice cream bean, something that's used to growing in Melbourne, it's just standing still. But anyways, I just thought I'd give you guys a quick update. Like I said, I haven't done a video in a long time, and I guess we have to do a bit of an update sooner or later. So I thought today would be a good day. I think everything looks a bit more greener, passion fruits and that. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll wait till the weather warms up and keep an eye on it, keep checking on it and seeing how everything's growing. But I'll see you from the next video. Bye for now.